Tucker, this is Adrian Gomez. Thanks for coming to the camp. I really appreciate it. And I hope you learned something on how to throw better. I remember you, if I can remember correctly, you're the catcher. So right now you're sitting at 120 degrees out of the back leg, and what I'd like to see is you to sit a little bit better and you to get a little bit lower. So I'd like you to sit and learn how to stay low, just like when you're catching. Okay, so when you're pitching, you're staying low. When you're catching, you're staying low, and being able to rotate through that. If you can rotate through that as you're low, you're going to maximize your power through. So there's some things that you can work on, and that back leg is one of them. Power out of the back leg. So that's one thing I want you to work on. This is one thing catchers a lot of times have. Let's look at your front knee and let's see what happens as you rotate through. Actually looks pretty good. So your foot's there, it's setting up, and you're staying there, but you can look where your energy's going. Your energy's going this way, watch. It's going out. So I want your energy to go through, around, and I want you to finish this side. This side. Okay? And if you're not finishing that side, we're not getting the proper rotation that we need to get around our hips, to drive through with our chest. You should be coming forward, and then this way as well. So front knee looks okay. Let's look into the next one. So as you plant, and this is you can see your leg coming up. That leg comes off the ground, and you should be pushing through with your hips, not letting your knee come in, because now you're throwing with almost all arm, and you're not throwing with your body, your chest, and you have an elevated elbow as well. So that back leg needs to stay on and continue to push. The reason why is because you step so short that you could have driven further, but then you put your foot down. And then now you want to drive further, but your foot's so short that you can't go anywhere. So I'm going to measure this, and I'm guessing it's going to be a small number. It's about 89 degrees. I want to get to 110. So what does 110 look like? That's 110. So we've got to get you extended. Your front foot needs to extend a lot further, especially when you're pitching. And the wider you can go, the more power you're going to get out of the back hip. This leg's going to stay on the ground better as well. So, that's a huge thing that I want you to work on, is just getting extended with your front hip. You're at 142 degrees out of the front knee, and this is fabulous. So your knee's sucking back, and you're doing a good job coming through. So that's fabulous. That's not anything that we need to work on. But power to the back leg and just extension getting through are going to be the core ones from your lower half. So let's look at posture, ball release. So here's your posture. As you come back, you're here. So I would like you to start, when you're coming back and throwing, I would like you to start, maybe not that far, there, a little bit further back. I want your upper body back over this rubber. The head's going to be right over the rubber, and your head's going to be back further, so that if you started there, you'd have minimal head movement, and you'd be able to throw into that. So just by staying back, both this way, but also staying back in this position with your head moving here, that's going to keep you on line. And you'll notice I want you to finish this side. And right now your leg's going one way, and your body's going the other. And we want it to all go in the same place, forward towards our target. Okay? So let's look at posture or launch. Your launch right now is right over that front foot, and that's way too early. It's a really early launch, and it's really causing there's a lot of stress on the arm when I'm releasing it back there. I don't want to release it back there. I want to release it as far late as I can, far forward past my front foot. So that's something I definitely want you to work on for sure. Moving on to the next one, we're going to talk about stacking, and you stand almost straight up this whole time. If I came back here, I'd like to see you, that's where you're at now. I'd like you to see you back here, that your head is moving back here to this line, your knees inside, and your head's over this rubber as long as I can. That's going to help you drive down the mound better, to get extended, to increase that double angle out of your hip, to increase the back leg squat out of your back leg. All of these things are going to be increased if you can stay back and get your knee inside and squat better. So that's going to be huge. Please work on your stacking. That's going to be made available. Hopefully the team will make it available to you guys for our online training that'll be available on your phone. So now we're going to work on front glove. So look at your front glove. You actually go from bent to straight to bent again. And I don't want you to go from bent to straight to bent. I want you to keep your arm bent, and I want you to just start pinching early with that elbow to be able to start that rotation. So it's just too much movement. Bent, straight, bent. I want you to go bent to bent and then drive through. So what happens is this arm, this front glove, goes straight down, and then your throwing arm is just left hanging out to dry. I've got to get this pinched, doing a good job here, this way, and not letting it dry, not letting it drop. And then this chest is going to start rotating through, coming through right there. But notice where the chest goes. The arm has to come up, the elbow elevates because it's compensating for the front glove. So that front glove's got to stay tight, and it's got to not drop. It's got to stay a little bit higher, and that's going to push your chest through. That's going to be huge, which leads us into the chest extension. So front glove, definitely something you got to work on. Let's look at the chest extension here. About 30 degrees, which is quite low. I'd like you to get you to about 48 degrees. So your front knee looks great coming back, but I've got to get you that chest forward, and it's that reciprocal action, back, forward, and back. That's going to help you drive the ball with your chest and stop throwing with your arm, because you can see right there it's mostly arm, and I want you to throw with your body because your chest stops and it's all arm, and you're putting a lot of stress into that shoulder. There's just a lot of things that you could do so much better with your upper body. And we're not talking about good and bad. We're talking about becoming the best, right? I mean, this is what it takes to have a great arm, to keep yourself safe as well. But you threw really well. So let's look at a high elbow, and then this is last two we're going to talk about. Both of your elbows are right here, or shoulders are here. I'm going to measure off to this elbow. You're about 178 degrees, which is staying connected pretty well. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think it's anything that we have to change, so that's fabulous. Here's something that I think definitely is going to help you. I'm going to take a cross section of your elbow, and you see this is layback, but you see where your arm goes. Your arm goes almost straight out, and you're losing velocity. You're losing your ability to drive with your chest. The further you go outside of your body, okay, the slower it's going to be. The tighter you can rotate around your body, be that hips, be that chest, you're going to throw a lot harder. So what I want to do is I want you to drive with your chest better, and I want to reduce this arm to about here so my elbow stays bent and I can drive through that ball. So there's a lot of work that I want you to do with that forearm fly out. So that fly out is going to be something that you need to work on, and that's going to make a huge difference in the way you throw. You're going to be more accurate to second base as well. So all these positive things, if we can change, it's not going to be easy to change. So you're going to have to do the drills. You're going to have to be committed to throwing. And if you do that, we're going to increase velocity and keep this up. This is a quite a few years project for you. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.